The United Kingdom relaxes visa rules for students from 11 low-risk countries, but India doesn't make the cut. Is this payback for New Delhi not inking the deal to enable the return of illegal Indian immigrants? Capital crisis. The Delhi Chief Minister has been sitting in protest at the waiting room of the LG's residence for a week now. His counterparts from West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Kerala rally around him. And Messi's missed penalty is lending itself to some hilarious memes. It's Monday, June 18th. A kick in the teeth for India is how Lord Karan Bilimoria has described it. The India-born entrepreneur was referring to the United Kingdom government's decision to exclude Indian students from a new list of countries considered low risk. Students from countries categorized as low risk would face reduced checks on educational, financial, and English language skill requirements to study at British universities. The UK Home Office announced the relaxation of the Tier 4 visa category for overseas students from around 25 countries to make it easier for them to study in the United Kingdom. The list already included countries like the US, Canada, and New Zealand. Now it includes those like China, Bahrain, and Serbia. But no India. The representative body for Indian students in the United Kingdom said this move effectively categorizes Indian students as high risk, and asked, will China continue to get even more favorable actions while India gets the rhetoric? So why did Britain do this? In April this year, India refused to sign a memorandum of understanding with the United Kingdom on the return of illegal Indian immigrants in that country. Meant to be the centerpiece of talks when Prime Minister Modi visited Britain, the MOU wasn't inked primarily because of India's concerns of mass deportation and concerns of security breach. As per the MOU, security agencies in India were to verify the antecedents of illegal immigrants in the United Kingdom within 72 days. If the report wasn't given in the stipulated time frame, the illegal immigrant would be deported automatically. That the visa deal was predicated on India signing the MOU on illegal immigrants was clear when British Prime Minister Theresa May, on her India visit in 2016, had said,
"The UK will consider further improvements to our visa offer if at the same time we can step up the speed and volume of returns of Indians with no right to remain in the UK."
As per British authorities, the largest group of illegal immigrants in the UK is from India. They put the figure anywhere between 75,000 and 100,000. This figure has been disputed by New Delhi. So what happens next? Will this impact the free trade agreement that Britain hopes to sign with India? Lord Karan Bilimoria, the Indian origin entrepreneur and president of the UK Council for International Student Affairs, for one, thinks it would. He said, quote, "It's completely hypocritical that this is announced at the same time that Britain is talking about doing a post-Brexit free trade agreement with India. If this is the way they treat India, they can dream on about an FTA with India." Britain will officially exit the European Union in March next year. The meeting of the government's policy think tank, Niti Aayog, chaired by the Prime Minister, had chief ministers and top bureaucrats in attendance. As they sat discussing cooperative federalism, which really is about national, state and local governments cooperating and collectively resolving issues, ironically, a few kilometers away, the Delhi chief minister's sit-in protest at the LG's residence had entered its 7th day. Kejriwal has been accusing the Lieutenant Governor and the Modi government of orchestrating a strike by IAS officers, thereby crippling the functioning of the Delhi government.
सारे अफसर कह रहे हैं प्राइवेट में, सारी स्ट्राइक पीएमओ के कहने से एलजी साहब कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं, एलजी साहब एंकर कर रहे हैं.
Rallying around Kejriwal this weekend were chief ministers of 4 states. Mamata Banerjee, Chandrababu Naidu, H.D. Kumaraswamy and Pinarayi Vijayan said they wanted to meet the Delhi chief minister but were denied permission by the Lieutenant Governor. The left parties and their bet Noah Mamata Banerjee coming together for any cause is, well, rare.
This is not democracy. Democracy में हम एक चीफ मिनिस्टर का साथ मिलने नहीं सकते हैं. Democracy में हम एक lieutenant governor का साथ नहीं मिल कर सकते हैं. This is not democracy. हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर को बोलेंगे जब आप इसको इंटरवेंशन करके इसको सॉल्व कर दीजिए.
Leader of the opposition in Tamil Nadu, DMK leader M.K. Stalin also lent his weight. Meanwhile, this exchange between former Health Secretary Sujata Rao and the incumbent Power Secretary in Delhi underscored the claims and counterclaims on the reported strike by bureaucrats of the Delhi government. Let's remind you why the Delhi Chief Minister has been refusing to leave the waiting room of the LG's residence for the last week. The Chief Minister and ministers will leave only if their demands are met, namely, get the IAS officers to call off their strike, proceed against those who stalled work, invoke the Essential Services Maintenance Act if necessary, and give the nod for doorstep delivery of rations. Have IAS officers indeed been striking work in Delhi over the last 4 months? If so, why? The 3-year-old AAP government in Delhi has had a fraught relationship with the bureaucracy. But things came to a head in February this year when Chief Secretary Anshu Prakash claimed he was assaulted by 2 MLAs from the Aam Aadmi Party at Chief Minister Kejriwal's residence. 2 MLAs were arrested and later released on bail. Since then, the AAP government alleges there has been administrative chaos. IAS officers have stopped functioning, and the government released this list to underscore how public work is being affected. Now, while the intervention of these chief ministers, all powerful and popular regional leaders, is unlikely to have an impact on how the Delhi impasse is resolved, this is being seen as a show of strength for opposition unity. In the run-up to elections 2019, as the federal front takes shape, just what role the Congress would play and its implications one way or the other remains unclear. The murder of Bangladeshi writer and publisher Shehjahan Bachchu by suspected Islamist extremists is a reminder of the spate of killings of bloggers, secular writers and activists since 2015, brutal killing of blogger Avijit Roy in Dhaka. Avijit was hacked to death with a meat cleaver in broad daylight. It is in this climate that Bangladesh will vote later this year. To understand what's at stake and how these elections matter to India, let's rewind to 2014. The last election in Bangladesh was won by the Sheikh Hasina-led Awami League. The polls happened a year after the Jamaat-e-Islami was banned by Hasina. Hasina's main rival, Khaleda, had boycotted the polls and has since been alleging that the Hasina government lacks legitimacy. Khaleda was put behind bars earlier this year after she was convicted in a corruption case. So, in a sense, there is no opposition. A space that reports suggest is now being usurped by hardline Islamist groups. Surprisingly, the Sheikh Hasina government has been seen as cozying up to one such group, the Hifazat-e-Islam. Unlike her rival Khaleda Zia's Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which panders to religious groups, Hasina's Awami League is a self-proclaimed secular party. Also, ironically, Khaleda Zia's BNP, a party that has several times accused India of meddling in elections in that country, has sought India's help for the conduct of free and fair elections. It has accused the Hasina government of trying to create a one-party rule in the country. Now, India has enjoyed very good relations with the Sheikh Hasina government and particularly applauds the Hasina government's efforts in countering terrorism. And the relations go way back. It was Hasina's father, Mujibur Rahman, who led the Mukti Bahini movement for Bangladesh's liberation from Pakistan in 1971. And Lionel Messi missing the penalty may have inspired some hilarious memes. No doubt the creativity of Ronaldo fans. But it was debutant Iceland, the David to Argentina's Goliath, drawing the match that was the real story. Watch this space for more. See you tomorrow.